Before Jet Li became a global martial arts icon, he was a teenage national wushu champion who once performed for a US president before even speaking English. Get ready to trace Jet Li's evolution, from prodigy to philosopher of motion. These 10 films reveal how his art grew from raw power to spiritual mastery, and the one film that transformed him from fighter to legend. Quick challenge. Which Jet Li fight made your heart race the most? Drop your favorite in the comments. Let's see which moment truly rules the ring. Romeo Must Die. When East met West, sparks flew. Romeo Must Die wasn't just a movie, it was Jet Li's Hollywood arrival, a fusion of hip-hop rhythm and Hong Kong precision. Audiences had never seen wire fu set to a Timbaland beat or kung fu kicks synced with R&B swagger. Behind the flash, Li's discipline shone through. Every strike had control, every motion purpose. Critics noted how he translated decades of wushu mastery into mainstream entertainment without losing authenticity. It became his gateway to global stardom and proof that cultural translation could still feel pure. He didn't imitate Hollywood, he expanded it. Fusion, not compromise, that's evolution. Bring your craft to new stages. Authenticity travels further than imitation. Kiss of the Dragon. If Romeo Must Die was stylish spectacle, Kiss of the Dragon was raw truth. Jet Li stripped away CGI, wires, and doubles to deliver bone-crunching realism. Shot in Paris, every move came from his own hands, every fall, his own body. The choreography was tight, clean, and brutal, so fast that cameras slowed just to catch it. Critics praised its grounded approach, calling it action with anatomy. It reminded audiences that real technique doesn't need illusion, it breathes authenticity. Paired with Luc Besson's gritty storytelling, Li redefined Western action on his own terms. No wires, no CGI, just mastery. When skill is real, simplicity becomes your loudest statement. The Legend. Before his serious heroes, Jet Li laughed, danced, and rebelled as Fong Sai Yuk. The Legend showcased his comic timing as much as his lightning-fast kung fu. It was rare to see a martial arts master blend humor with heart, yet Li did it effortlessly, every flip matched by a grin. Beneath the laughter lay subtle cultural pride, a reminder that heroism isn't only solemn, it can also be joyful. The film balanced acrobatics with emotion, proving that charisma is as powerful as combat. It's Li at his most playful yet still commanding. Joy can be just as fearless as fury. Don't hide your light behind discipline. Let confidence and laughter share the stage. Tai Chi Master. What happens when brotherhood collides with ambition? Tai Chi Master unfolds as two friends take opposite paths, one chasing power, the other seeking peace. Jet Li's character transforms conflict into philosophy, mastering stillness within chaos. Each fight is poetry in balance, flowing forms that hide unstoppable strength. The film's beauty lies not only in its choreography, but its spiritual metaphor. True mastery isn't aggression, it's control. With Michelle Yeoh by his side, Li anchors one of his most emotionally complex roles. Balance defeats brute force. When life turns turbulent, stay centered. Control of self conquers all. Unleashed. What if the strongest man you know has never been free? In Unleashed, Jet Li plays Danny, a human weapon discovering humanity. Raised like a caged dog, he learns love and music from strangers who show him gentleness for the first time. Li's silence says more than dialogue could. Pain, innocence, and redemption all flicker through his eyes. The fight scenes remain vicious, yet every strike feels like trauma released. Critics hailed it as Li's most emotional performance and proof that compassion can rewrite conditioning. Power means nothing without purpose. Strength finds meaning only when it protects, not destroys. We're halfway through the countdown, so here's a quick challenge for you. Which Jet Li fight scene deserves the top spot in martial arts history? Drop your pick in the comments below. Let's see which duel the real fans crown as the ultimate masterpiece. If you're enjoying this journey through Jet Li's evolution, hit that like button. It helps the channel grow and keeps these legendary stories alive. And if you crave more cinematic martial arts power, check out our top martial arts movies of all time playlist. Click the on-screen card and keep the action flowing after this video. Shaolin Temple. Before fame, there was focus. Shaolin Temple introduced the world to a teenage Jet Li, a real-life wushu champion stepping onto sacred ground. Filmed in the actual Shaolin monastery, every frame carries the weight of authenticity. No body doubles, no shortcuts, just discipline meeting destiny. Li's youthful intensity turned ancient forms into living cinema, sparking a national fascination with martial arts. The film's realism felt revolutionary. Audiences saw not an actor, but a practitioner honoring centuries of tradition. It was the perfect storm of timing, talent, and truth. And it birthed an icon. Dedication forged the legend. True mastery begins long before recognition. Train as if the world is watching. Fearless. If Shaolin Temple began Jet Li's story, Fearless completed its circle. Playing real-life fighter Huo Yuanjia, Li dives into the spirit of redemption, where ego fades and clarity begins. Every duel feels like confession, every silence a lesson in humility. He called it his farewell to pure martial arts cinema, a statement on violence, virtue, and self-awareness. Fearless isn't about winning, it's about understanding. It marks the moment Jet Li shifted from warrior to sage, embodying the wisdom that strength without compassion corrodes the soul. The fiercest battle is fought within. Let humility lead your victories. Peace is the true pinnacle of power. Fist of Legend. Precision meets philosophy in Fist of Legend. Jet Li's definitive statement on technical mastery. Reimagining Bruce Li's Fist of Fury, Li doesn't imitate, he refines. Each movement feels deliberate, economical, yet devastatingly efficient. Choreographed by Yuan Wu Ping, the film blends sharp realism with moral gravity, exploring pride, respect, and restraint. Critics called it a perfect synthesis of emotion and technique. For many, it stands as the gold standard of martial arts choreography. Fist of Legend confirmed Li's evolution from performer to teacher, his technique now a language of values. Precision is its own philosophy. Perfect your craft not to dominate others, but to master yourself. Hero. What if every battle hit a parable? In Zhang Yimou's Hero, Jet Li delivers a performance that transcends action. Each duel represents an idea, sacrifice, loyalty, peace, painted through color and choreography. Li's stillness anchors the film's grandeur. His smallest gestures echo louder than swords. The result is cinematic calligraphy, art, philosophy, and combat flowing as one. Hero turned Jet Li into more than an action star. It made him a poet of motion. It's where he stopped fighting for victory and started moving for meaning. Stillness can strike harder than steel. The wisest warriors know when not to fight at all. Once upon a time in China, when a nation needed identity, Jet Li gave it a hero. As Wang Fei Hung, he embodied morality, skill, and vision in Once Upon a Time in China. The film wasn't just entertainment, it was cultural awakening. Lee's portrayal merged historical pride with modern elegance, setting a new standard for martial arts cinema worldwide. His every movement symbolized unity between tradition and progress. The music, the choreography, the message, it all fused into one unforgettable legacy. Critics hailed it as his defining role, and fans still agree. This is Jet Li at his purest and most profound. He didn't just play history, he became it. Legacy is built when values, art, and purpose move as one. From Shaolin Temple to Once Upon a Time in China, Jet Li's story is more than cinema. It's evolution in motion. Every kick, every silence, every lesson carved through discipline and compassion. His journey mirrors the spirit of martial arts itself, strength guided by purpose, mastery refined through humility. These 10 films don't just entertain, they teach us that power without wisdom fades, but virtue endures. Whether you're a fighter, creator, or dreamer, remember, legacy begins where ego ends. If you enjoyed exploring Jet Li's path to greatness, subscribe for the next deep dive. We're uncovering another legend whose story might surprise you.